your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Yesterday, we finally got some rain back into the area. I think we're going to see a few more light sprinkles and drizzle as we go throughout this morning and maybe early into the afternoon, but generally just more of a cloudy and gloomy start with some sunshine to come as we go into the afternoon hours. Rain now off to the east for the most part, upper 60s and lower 70s. Not too different from yesterday morning. What is different, we don't have to deal with the fog, and it looks like most of our drive for the morning hours is going to be fine. We'll get back up into the 80s by the time we head into the afternoon. Over the next few days, we got some back and forth with our temperatures. We're going to talk about the warming, the cooling, plus possibly some rain around for your Labor Day weekend here in a bit. Christy and Mac, happy Wednesday.
Good morning, Adam. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm McLeod Agaman.
And I'm Christy Batista. Good morning to all of you out there. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we're making it through the week, slowly but surely. Are we? Yeah, that's a good question. Hey, we're halfway there.
Earlier I said, yeah, it's only Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those weeks where it kind of feels like it's later than it should be, but that's all right. That means Friday will be a nice little treat.
Yeah, and many of you maybe have a long weekend, so enjoy that.
She does. I don't. Rubbing it in.
Stop saying it. I was just going to come in. Here's a look at today's top stories.
Some people in Decatur want to know what the city is going to be doing to stop gun violence after 2 shootings in less than 24 hours.
Both happened on South Webster Street. 4 people were taken to the hospital, but there have been 9 shootings since August 17th. 2 of those were deadly. City council members decided they wouldn't make cuts to the budget for first responders because of this violence.
I'm sad for the city as a whole, and we definitely need highly trained, skilled individuals to respond to these crimes and other crimes that we're experiencing in the city.
And we are working to learn how those shooting victims are doing now.
Well, 10 men were charged with attempted enticement of children. All of them are accused of using social media to talk to who they believed were children to engage in sexual activity. Now, all of the cases are separate, and most of the men are from Springfield. They all face at least 10 years in prison and could even serve life if convicted.
Urbana police are investigating reports of several women who were groped. Police say this happened 19 times since last April. About 2/3 were on or near campus, and almost all of the women were alone when it happened. Police are now asking any potential victims or witnesses to come forward. We have an update this morning. A man is dead after his car rolled over on northbound 57.
And that road was briefly shut down after the crash. It happened on I-57 near the Monticello Road exit in Champaign County. 62-year-old John Wilson died on scene. The interstate was later opened to 1 lane while crews worked in the area. An autopsy is set for later today.
New this morning, a 2-car crash happened on Neal Street near I-74. Crews got the call just after 3:30 this morning. No word on if anyone was hurt.
And we will continue to update you as we learn more details about this story.
This morning, we are going to see a few wet streets and roads from some of the rain that we've had here throughout our parts yesterday and last night. This morning, not a whole lot of rain around. If you do notice anything, light sprinkles, light drizzle, kind of here and there. More of the cloudy sky as we start off on your Roofing Dog On It Weather Camera Network, and more of a dry sky too. Overall, as I mentioned, the only rain that we really expect here for this morning will be a few sprinkles or light areas of drizzle, and that's all coming along with this line that's heading its way farther to the east. Now, what's going to happen here as we go over the next day or so? We're going to have a frontal boundary that's going to slip southward, then it's going to lift back to the north, and then it's going to slip southward again as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. For today, it's going to be farther to the south. So it's going to keep temperatures pretty close to those seasonal averages. We'll notice more of a northwesterly wind, too. And as far as your current temperatures, those are in the upper 60s and lower 70s. A lot of clouds around, not doing a whole lot of warming into the day. And, well, some isolated light rain could be resulting from some of those clouds. We'll see clearing skies, though, late into the day with more of that cooler weather around for tonight, and then another round of it coming by as we head into Friday. We'll talk more about that and your Labor Day weekend forecast coming up later. Mac.
Alrighty. Thank you, Adam. Well, black lawmakers in Illinois are calling for an end to systemic racism. The Black Caucus and Black Lives Matter activists say the issues of systemic racism go beyond police encounters with black residents. Now, the Senate committee held the first of many discussions examining the role of police and the use of force. However, the Black Caucus highlighted other areas in society. They held their press conference in Chicago, but responded to calls from local activists in Springfield.
I think we really have to work on the mindset and the culture that is within police departments. Sometimes it appears that there is a fear of black people in general, even if we're not doing anything that should be considered an act of aggression or anything like that. If you just have a general basis of you fear them more, you're more likely to react negatively.
Witnesses at a special Senate committee hearing called for a tracking database to monitor police use of force, not only deadly force. Well, U of I researchers are talking about bringing a micronuclear reactor to campus.
It would be used to heat buildings and reduce the campus's use of fossil fuels. The exact location isn't set, but faculty members say it should be near the Abbott power plant. The U of I's Institute for Sustainability, Energy, and Environment will be hosting a virtual conversation about this. That talk is a week from tomorrow.
Well, some people in Sydney are worried about the solar farm headed to town because it'll be one of the biggest in the state. Now, Ted Hartke has lived in Sydney for about 5 years. He has a long list of reasons why a solar farm shouldn't be built. County leaders have made rules that solar farms have to follow in response to concerns that have been raised, but Hartke says it's not enough.
The solar panels do contain some chemicals and other toxic ingredients, which, if they are damaged in a storm, those will leach out.
And some of the county's conditions include ways to help with the sound coming from those farms and requirements for how the panels are disposed. Well, there are many groups working to feed people in need right here in Champaign County.
And there's a new one that launches today, a new organization that is. WCIA3's Karina Rubio is live in Champaign with more. Good morning, Karina.
Hey, Christy, Mac, good morning. A recent Feeding America study says that nearly 16% of people living in Champaign County are struggling with food insecurity right now, and that's why Carl Health in the new Champaign-Urbana City Farms is launching their mobile markets today at the Living Church of God here in Champaign. You'll be able to come up right to this bus and get fresh, nutritious food like fruits and vegetables. The food is coming from farms in the surrounding communities, and the bus was donated by MTD to make the initiative happen, and it will travel to different areas, and you can find a schedule for that online.
Insecurity and health are deeply connected, and people who are food insecure are disproportionately affected by diet sensitive conditions, such as diabetes and high blood pressure.
The VP of Carl Community Health says food insecurity also has a big mental and emotional impact. A mobile Carl Health clinic will also be on site here today, and this mobile food market opens up at 9 a.m. again here at the Living Church of God in Champaign. Reporting live in Champaign, Karina Rubio, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Karina. After sitting silent for a couple weeks, the Illini practice fields have some action.
Coming up in sports, we look to what's next for the football team. We'll be right back with that.